Pleasant good afternoon, everyone. My name is Miss Charlotte Laurie. I will be presenting to you today on the topic forms of cyberbullying and the solutions. Before I can present to you our group members, they are as follows. Mr. Nietzsche McKenzie, Ms. Dashmati Ramdeen, and myself, Ms. Charlotte Laurie. Without further ado, we will first look at what is cyberbullying. Cyberbullying is bullying that takes place on a digital device, discriminating and threatening the personality of a person. We're going to begin to look at the different forms or the types of cyberbullying. The first one is harassment. Harassment usually involves threatening behaviors, or messages through social media. And we can look at our Facebook pages and we see a lot of that taking place in society. We also are going to look at impersonating, and impersonation is very crucial. Whereas we see that people can hack into people's accounts and make it look like they are the person they're speaking of. Impersonation can take place whether physically. I can give a very good example of that of myself, where I was being impersonated. I was not there at the place and time, and that was at my secondary school. And the young ladies that were caught doing their actions called my name, and my friend's name in the situation. But then when I went to school, I was able to be cleared or clarified from that situation, because being head of the school department where I was taking part of so much activities, a lot of persons had known my name. And those young ladies used my name to clear themselves. And impersonation is very critical, especially in social media. When it comes to social media, someone's reputation can be damaged tremendously, because the person could try to gain personal information about a person. Also, doing things and saying things that that person wouldn't say, damaging that person's reputation. So that also is a vital part of cyberbullying that needs to be addressed critically. Another form of cyberbullying that we'll be looking at today is outing and doxing. As we all know, outing involves someone's private information. Sometimes we do have private things on our phone, and instead we block certain information, right? Or I would advise, don't put certain things on the internet or on your Facebook page, and it says only I alone can see it, because they do have hackers, and they do have people that when them have problems or issues, they can go into that information and then they can put it publicly. They can put that information, causing you literal embarrassment. Some people like to take videos of themselves doing nonsense. Well, this is one of the things that people use against people especially if you and them are enemies or become enemies. People tend to go into Facebook, look up your name, pull it up, okay, and then they go with a fake profile, pull up your name, and then they get that information, pull that information out of your stuff, and then they post you up and start sending things about you all over the place. Then we can look at doxing. Doxing now is where your personal information, your contacts, your family information, your home address, things about, okay, some people like to put up, okay, I live at so. I'm work at this place here. These are information that you should not put on social media. because it affects you. It affects who you are. Certain information you do not put on social media. The doxing is another part where people can intimidate or use those information to get to you by giving it out to people that you don't know. Sometimes you receive strange phone calls from, sometimes you get a strange phone number like 13 something something and all these things. Because why? Your personal information now has been going out there during this process. Without further ado, I will then move forward to the next form of cyberbullying, which includes cyberstalking. Cyberstalking is persons who literally, when we watch those Lifetime movies, we see all these people watching people and watching the move. Some man they're behind a tree or some woman they're behind a tree. But in this case here, we're talking about electronically, right? Where people hack into people's pages. They follow those persons like real stalkers and send these messages. I'm watching you. I know what you have been up to. And that person's private life now becomes a threat to them. They feel insecure about themselves. Because it's like, oh my God, look, for instance, those superstars and those supermodels. What happened to them when you see that certain information is there on the internet, and then, certain type of people who are obsessive over them hack into their informational system there on the computer, and it's like they don't have any rest, because sometimes they get phone calls, they get emails, they get letters, they get different forms of threatening remarks and response, right? So for me, I would say in that case, avoid putting personal information on the internet. The internet can be good and it can be bad also. Let's move forward to exclusion. Exclusion is really about a group chat, like this social media thing. You just where people literally exclude people from your group chat. You got this amount of people that you're doing so with, and these people hack into your account. What they do, they end up entering your group and removing or deleting certain things, and just going into your social network, everything that you. Okay, I'm speaking to Mary Jane. And Mary Jane is my group chat. Mary Jane, Alexis, Tom, and so forth. And these hackers go into your personal profile or settings, and they're able now to delete certain information, delete certain people. They enter into the group and does all these things, and you're unaware. And when you do get to realize what's going on, then you're like, oh my God, what's going on here? Somebody is, in my account. Somebody's doing something in my account, right? So we have to be very careful with what we do. Without further ado, I would like to go forward now. So the next form of cyberbullying, and that would be trolling and flaming, right? And trolling is people creating or causing problems within posting. Sometimes we put up a post and we say so. We would like to make comments on certain things, and then you got somebody gonna jump into your inbox and they're gonna be like, oh, so you think so? You's crazy, you are crazy, you are this, you are that, and you be like, then another person will comment no, because they have another opinion. But this person deliberately does this because they want to cause a problem within the chat. Because they have an issue. So they jump into your inbox. Sometimes you mightn't even know the person because most of the times people don't know people who does this. And most of the time people does know who the person is. Right? This is why there is an ERC that takes care of these things. People hacking into people's accounts and people doing things that not supposed to be doing to others and causing others to feel a way of insecurity. Flaming speaks about the offensive language and insults. For instance, people tell people, you see a head hard, like, and you know the expletives that they use, or sometimes they would say, you it's best you do like a walking head and all these things, right? Causing that person to feel less of themselves. But as I said before, there are solutions to these problems. There are solutions to persons who impersonate people and persons who do cyberbullying or does cyberbullying on the internet. I will then show you visual pictures that will further back up our information concerning the different forms of cyberbullying. And here it goes as follows. So we get the image of harassment. Next, we're going to have the impersonating image. Next, we're going to have image of outing unboxing. And you see what it can create there with person. You feel no longer safe, you feel discouraged. It's like, oh my God, so much people know things about me. Then we have the image of cyber stalking. This will also help our visual learners to understand what is cyberbullying and how it is critical in our society today. Then also we will have the image of exclusion, where you see people send things about people in different groups and talk about people and these things. Oh, send around this message to this group. You can look. It is being shown all over. It's happening all over the world, even in the schools. Mostly exclusion happening in schools where people take things for people, post it in groups and send it to this friend, send it to this friend, you know. It is very harmful. Then also we have here trolling, and we see what trolling does. It's very, 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 very harmful and hurtful to the individual. Then we have flaming. Lastly, we have flaming that gives us a better sense of understanding of what forms of cyberbullying we are dealing with in society today. As I said before, there are potential solutions for these situations. And for harassment, if we do look at our Facebook pages, we can see that there is a icon. When you click on the icon, it says you can block the person. You can report it to Facebook, right? And Facebook will block that person from even posting anything for like a month, 3 months, and all these things, right? So what we need to do is that if you know anyone that who's being cyberbullied or being harassed on the internet, you can help encourage them. Encourage them and also educate them how and when not to respond to toxic messages, because certain messages can get a person worked up. And then you can say, okay, so you speak about me and you speak about my family, and then you will on off in a conversation back with that person, right? You don't want that. There are ways you can stop that person from harassing you on Facebook. There are ways. As I mentioned before, Facebook have a system, they will block that person from even contacting you back anymore. You can report that person for that. The second one we're going to look at would be the personal impersonation. And when we say impersonation, remember I say that people can, create a fake profile, right? And then they would go into your system and they would look like if it's you. And this is happening a lot right now. Persons are hacking into people's accounts and they are impersonating that person on social media saying, I am Jim Jones. And then you might be Jim Jones' friend. And then you going, oh, I'm Jim Jones, this is what happening. Or, okay, remember we spoke last time about so, and so it's like the person now start receiving that information that you was relating to Jim Jones, which was supposed to be between you, yourself, and Jim Jones, right? As I said, there are solutions. You can report a fake profile account. You can report it to the Facebook. The Facebook people, you can do that, and immediately they are being blocked or they're being taken off, because Facebook do have a setting where they can see once you report it. Just like, for instance, if you buy something from Amazon, and some people is calling and say, oh, I'm the person. Oh, can you please call the person and say, I'm from Amazon. I would like to have your Visa card number. Usually Amazon customers and Amazon customer care representatives cannot ask their customers for the whole Visa card number. They only verify the last 4 digits on the card. So immediately you pick up, oh, that's a scam. That is somebody trying to get my card. So what that person will have to do now is contact the company immediately. The company now will educate them on things, what to look for when people are trying to scam them or trying to impersonate them or get their account information. It's similar to the impersonation part, right? We have to strengthen and protect our privacy. So this is why I'm saying certain information you do not provide on the internet. It's not safe. Certain information you cannot put on the internet. For instance, people put their whole names. People put everything personal about their lives on the internet. So that gives the hackers easier access to do whatever it is that they have to do. So if you see somebody send you a friend request, okay, see Mary from Scotland. You know Mary from Scotland, you need to investigate who's this person. When you open the account and you see some of them put up, I could remember somebody had sent me a message and it'd be like, they are a doctor, and then they take picture from off of a website. I put like if they are the one, because remember technology can do all that. They're teaching this thing or something. It's like, this is madness. This is a scam. This is immediately I pick up, this is a scam. And I blocked that person with immediate effect, because when they were sending the request, I could remember Facebook was saying that this person is not using the original account, but they use different types of accounts. So immediately Facebook gives you a notification also, especially if that person is not on your account. They have to use wisdom when you're dealing with certain situations, especially with friend requests. A lot of us like press on friend requests and people send us, we gotta be careful, investigate. 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 And as soon as you verify that this is somebody that trying to, you immediately report it to Facebook. Then thirdly, remember we speak about cyber stalking. Cyber stalking also have a solution where you can literally report the incident to the platform or law enforcement. Law enforcement does deal with cyber stalking. Once they're able to trace that person or track who it is through the ERC, right? You are able now to put things in place. They're able to contact that person, and if that person can be locked up for that. Because it's like if you're behind that person and like that person can't be in peace, it's cyber stalking. The person cannot be in peace because you're on their every move, everything they do, everything they say, that person is right there. It's like they're not there physically, but they're literally there, and it's a torture. It's a torture to most people. So to avoid all of that, right? As I was saying, is avoid giving out certain information again, right? And if you need more information, go up on Google, educate yourself on certain things concerning security measures. I know when you first create your account, Facebook will tell you certain things, Google account tell you certain things about security measures and ways that you can protect your account from hackers. Please follow the instructions to help better yourself and to better everything about yourself and your personal information. Then we have exclusion, right? And as I mentioned before, this mostly happens in our schools platform, right? And I would advise that when you see that you're being in the exclusion process where people are putting up things in groups about you and these things, surround yourself with positive people, right? And seek people who are going to encourage you. You understand me? Encourage you. Also, there's need for our schools and our even our communities to better educate our youths on such drastic cyberbullying, because this can lead to peer pressure, it can lead to suicide, which can lead that person to even going out and murdering people. Because look around us today, if you hear a lot over the news, oh, this child has just committed murder by killing how much students, especially in the US. In the US school, kill how much students is because of these same things here that I'm speaking of. These same things here. So we need to raise more awareness of what is going on in today's society, because this is affecting our youths. It's affecting even our adults, but mostly our youth who's on social media is being affected a lot by it. Last but not least, we're going through our trolling, right? With trolling, what you can do when people with the trolling aspect of cyberbullying, ignore the messages. Ignore it. And also, if you need to the same part I told you, have the Facebook thing, that if you see the content is not what you like, you press and you snooze that person. You understand me? You snooze that person for how much days, whatever it is. The platforms allow that. If you do not like a content, you can click right on the side there. We got the three dots, and it shows you that. You can snooze a person. Why, or you want to block the person from sending any messages like that to you or so forth, you can do that, right? We need to educate our society exactly how to use and operate our technology system properly, because most of these people who does that already knows the system like the back of their hands, and they know exactly what they have to do and how they have to do it. Then we also have our flaming, and as I said before, we can also help in that area of flaming, because we know that flaming in cyberbullying is so detrimental in terms of our personal information, right? We got to be very careful. Not every time we're being asked, oh, please put your contact number, your this, your that, and you put it out on Facebook there. You don't know who you're going to meet with. You don't know. So be very careful in what you're doing. Last or not least, right? Our solutions basically break down to education and awareness, encouraging and empathy, stronger legislations and policies with the Facebook people, with our WhatsApp people, with the Google people. We need more of that. Support from network, parental control. Parents play a vital role. You understand me? Because you're supposed to have a parental control system in place where your child only to be stipulated to use certain amount of leverage on the internet. And Google does have that system where the child can use a certain amount of thing. As soon as it goes to step over the boundary, the thing automatically sends a message to your device, because I did that connection already myself. I know how it works. Right? So parents need to be more vigilant, very vigilant, because right now everybody just buying a cell phone, put it in the child hand, and there's it. Buy a tablet, put it in the child hand, and there's it. They need to use the parental control on their system, on the Google account, so to ensure that the child are being safe and protected in some measures of these. And that brings us to the general solution to combating cyberbullying. social media. So here's a video depicting different types of cyberbullying and some ways that you can help. Without further ado, this brings us to the end of cyberbullying. As I do impose today, that we all learn something out of this presentation and the effects cyberbullying have on society today, especially with our teenagers. Effects and harm it can cause. If you know someone that is going through this, I do impose that you reach out to that person and help them. My name is Shawnette Laurie, Miss Shawnette Laurie. Thank you for listening to our presentation on forms of cyberbullying and their solutions.